Hey all. So I just finished Paul Rabil's book. I will say it's definitely not an autobiography. It's more of like a mantra of like pieces of advice. It's this The Way of the Champion. I wanted to, do my little review on it before until I finish the book. So, what he does is he takes little pieces of other celebrities' point of views, how they got better, and he puts it in his book and has a headline in it. But he also, talks about himself too. Like he said at a lacrosse camp in Leota, a coach told him to take 100 shots a day for which would be 30 minutes if you want to be a D1 athlete. So he did that, and he said you never skip a day. That's how he got better. And then he talks a little about like his bad season in the PLL in 2020, and he talks about when he got drafted in the MLL in 2008, which eventually disbanded because of the PLL. So just to give you an idea what the book is about, I'm going to read a couple passages. Amateur is a term that is often associated with sports, but it is really a way of being that applies to all fields. The word comes from Latin amator, meaning lover of or enthusiast. An amateur is someone who engages in activity for the love of it. An amateur athlete plays for the love of the game without pressure of performance expectation or financial incentives. An amateur musician plays for the love of it without the pressure of making a living at their craft. An amateur writer writes for the love of it without concern of who, if anyone, will read their writing. The amateur is free of expectations, obligations, external pressure, and financial consideration. Here in the early stages, the goal is to find the thing you will eventually fully commit to, the thing you have potential in. Play different sports, try different instruments, take painting classes and acting classes and improve classes. Experiment, be open, but always be ready to put in the work. Yeah, I guess that kind of like sort of relates to me. I take my drums and my band very seriously. I take my lacrosse playing very seriously, but I'm definitely not. I started lacrosse 5 years ago at 35. I don't expect to be a pro, but I want to get better, so I can, you know, go up to par with my league and my teammates. Um, yeah, I guess I'll just read a little bit of another passage. Discover how you learn best. Okay, I'll just skip a paragraph. All right. Wayne Gretzky watched the NHL on TV and studied his favorite players like to be on ice. Serena Williams said she was a tactical learner and needed the physical repetitions and more hands-on experience. Michael Phelps was big on visualization in his mind's eye. He would watch the videotape of the perfect race before bed every night. Yeah, so, this is like how he indented it, you know. Discover how you learn best. And this is kind of like how he does every page. So, yeah, I mean, the one thing I definitely expected was he wasn't going to talk about the NLL. He always ignores his time in the Philadelphia Wings. When he retired, he didn't show any of his NLL jerseys. And that Washington team he won the championship with, he didn't talk about. So, I'm sure some people would have wanted an autobiography too. I guess it's cool, he has like a little mantra, to give people advice and give some inspiration. Also, I think, he's running up the steps. He doesn't have a lacrosse um, stick in his hand. He only has a lacrosse stick, you know, in the author's description. When it was just cannons, not PLL cannon, not the Boston Cannons. So yeah, I don't know. It gives people the idea that it's not a book about a lacrosse player. I think he could have done better with the cover. And, I did, other than that, it was pretty good, Like a lot of people, I'm not like a huge fan of what Paul Rabil has done in the past personally, but, I really enjoyed the book, and maybe you all can pick it up and see how you feel. All right, later.